My name is Jeff Lassanske. I am the chapter lead for the San Gabriel Valley chapter of Organizing for Action, and we're here today to meet with Congresswoman Judy Chu to talk about partnering together to raise more awareness on the issue of climate change. And we were very pleased at this meeting to learn that she is going to join, that she has joined Save Climate Caucus, and that she has also agreed to partner with us and join us on a climate change awareness event that will be happening later sometime this year. We discussed ways of partnering together to help strengthen her ability and the ability of Congress to help get climate change legislation through Congress. So we're also here because we want to talk about the importance of climate change and how it's impacting locally and also worldwide. And so our first speaker is William Hooks, who's going to talk about how climate change is affecting health-related issues.
I'm William Hooks. I'm a radiologist and also a filmmaker, but right now what we're doing is discussing the topic of the relationship between disease in people and climate change. I'd like to break that down into 4 areas. The first is heat-related illness. And heat-related illness is a broad topic in itself, but there are 4 types of heat-related illness that we think will probably be more frequent and or more severe as a result of climate change. The most serious of these would be the catastrophic emergent condition called heat stroke, which can be accompanied by liver failure, or kidney failure, and cardiovascular shock, and has a high mortality rate. The second area I'd like to discuss, other than heat-related illness, is conflict between people. There's recent research is suggesting that the incidence and severity of interpersonal conflicts may increase as a function of the temperature of the Earth. Third area I'd like to discuss that's related directly to climate change is infectious disease. The science is pretty convincing that the increase in temperatures in the most recent past have directly contributed to the advent of a new disease in the Los Angeles area known as West Nile virus. There are other related viruses such as St. Louis encephalitis and several others which are suspected to also be somewhat more frequent in this area as a direct result of climate change. In the future, we may see other, even more serious diseases appear, such as malaria, cholera, dengue fever, and a closely related disease that's now existing only in the Eastern Hemisphere. The last area that I'd like to address regarding the relationship of climate change to human disease has to do with exacerbation or worsening of pre-existing conditions in the atmosphere relative to pollution, such as carbon pollution or chemical pollution. And so, as a result of increasing temperatures, we may in the future see worsening of diseases such as asthma, chronic bronchitis. These are multifactorial processes that depend on things such as human air travel and other forms of moving people around the Earth and how rapidly they move and the timing of their travel. Nevertheless, it's likely that in the future, if we don't control the temperature of the Earth within tolerable limits, we may encounter one or more epidemics as a result of these diseases.
Hi, my name is Andrew Ellis, and I'm a wildlife biologist. I am volunteering for Organizing for Action San Gabriel Valley chapter, and I wanted to talk briefly today about the link between wildfire and climate change. In a situation where we have increasing climate change, we are going to experience more extremes of weather. So our droughts will become longer and hotter, and our rain events will become much more severe. The wildfire problem is exacerbated by the fact that in heavy rain periods during El Nino years, the vegetation grows up, and then drought situations cause the vegetation to dry out considerably, and what happens is we have massive catastrophic crown fires that burn much more intensely and much more quickly across the environment, causing much more damage. And climate change is going to be an increasing problem that we are going to have to be dealing with. And we were here at Judy Chu's office today recognizing her efforts and work in fighting climate change.